A week ago, I talked about OpenAI CEO Sam Altman heading to Washington to meet with members of the Trump administration and Congress. At the time, the expectation was that those meetings were focused on security and safety concerns ahead of OpenAI's next flagship model, what many people assumed would be GPT-6. But this week, OpenAI threw us a curveball. The company published a new research blog revealing that its latest internal model has achieved 10 new advances across mathematics and theoretical computer science. And here's the twist. The model isn't called GPT-6. It's called Astra. OpenAI explicitly describes Astra as its next major model family. What we still don't know is whether it will eventually launch as GPT-6, GPT 5.7, or under a completely new name. But based on everything we've seen so far, this could be much bigger than a routine model upgrade. Here's what we know. Sam Altman reportedly demonstrated Astra several times to officials in Washington. During those demonstrations, he showed multiple AI agents collaborating on difficult projects and working through advanced mathematical problems. Then, on August 1st, OpenAI publicly revealed that an internal version of Astra had solved 10 long-standing open problems in mathematics and theoretical computer science. Those problems covered areas including group theory, coding theory, sphere packing, hacking, circuit complexity, quantum complexity, and operator algebras. OpenAI also released lean formalizations and detailed reasoning walkthroughs alongside the results. I'm genuinely not trying to overhype this, but this is where the story becomes extremely interesting. Prediction markets, such as Polymarket, are currently giving Astra roughly a 56% chance of launching before the end of next month. If that prediction turns out to be accurate, OpenAI's next frontier model may be much closer than most people expected. Personally, I think Astra will become the GPT-6 model series. That is only my opinion, though. OpenAI hasn't confirmed the final name, so we'll have to wait and see what actually happens. Now, let's put Astra's potential into perspective. Go back and watch my original ChatGPT review from about 3 years ago. At that time, seeing GPT-4 generate a simple snake game from one prompt felt mind-blowing. It was considered a genuinely impressive demonstration of AI coding. Fast forward to today, and a tiny 2 billion parameter open model can build something similar in seconds without breaking a sweat. What once felt like magic has now become the baseline. And that brings us to this graph from Meta. The vertical axis measures the length of coding tasks an AI can complete autonomously with an 80% success rate. In simple terms, it shows how long a software engineering task a model can reliably finish without a human needing to step in. Back in 2022, models could only complete tasks that took a human a few seconds. GPT-4 pushed that capability into the range of several minutes. Today, frontier models such as GPT-4 and Claude can approach software engineering tasks that would take a human roughly 30 minutes, completing them from beginning to end. But pay attention to what happens next. The curve isn't linear, it's exponential. Each generation isn't merely becoming a little more capable. It is dramatically increasing the amount of work AI can perform independently. Meta also identifies future capability milestones labeled Agent 0, Agent 1, and Agent 2. Agent 0 is roughly where today's frontier models are. Agent 1 represents systems that could work autonomously on projects for days instead of minutes. Agent 2 goes even further, potentially handling work that would take humans months or even years. And Astra could be OpenAI's first meaningful step toward that Agent 1 world. That may explain why Sam Altman reportedly demonstrated multiple AI agents working together in Washington. This is no longer just about an AI answering questions in a chat window. It's about AI systems independently planning, coding, debugging, researching, and coordinating across long-running projects without constantly waiting for human intervention. Those 10 mathematical advances may only be the beginning. At the moment, Astra is available only to OpenAI's internal researchers. But imagine what could happen once a model with this level of reasoning reaches millions of developers, researchers, scientists, and engineers. Imagine thousands or even millions of people directing it toward problems that have remained unsolved for years: drug discovery, new materials, physics, mathematics, computer science, and engineering. There are countless problems that brilliant people have wanted to attack, but simply haven't had enough time or computational power to pursue. If Astra can reason at this level consistently, discoveries could begin happening at a pace we've never experienced before. I know people throw around the word singularity far too casually, but when you zoom out and look at the progression from GPT-4 struggling to build a snake game to an internal model potentially solving decade-old mathematical problems and working autonomously for days, it really does feel as though we're entering a completely different era of computing. And if you want the best AI tools, workflows, and new releases before everyone else, join my free newsletter using the link in the description below. It's completely free. Greg Brockman also revealed something remarkable about Astra's 10 advances. According to him, they required roughly $2,000 worth of compute at today's PI pricing. Think about how extraordinary that is. Some of these are problems mathematicians have spent years or even decades thinking about, yet the model reportedly made progress for around the price of a high-end laptop. One of the biggest examples is a proof that non-Sophic groups exist, addressing a famous open question in group theory that had remained unresolved for years. This feels like one of the first genuinely historic moments in AI research, because we're no longer talking only about AI building better websites or writing cleaner code. We're talking about a system that can run for extended periods and potentially generate new mathematical knowledge. And remember, this is still an internal version of Astra. If this is what OpenAI is willing to reveal publicly before launch, it makes you wonder what the full model may be capable of. Honestly, I'm ridiculously excited about this release. If Astra is anywhere near as capable as these early results suggest, we could be witnessing the beginning of an era in which AI doesn't simply assist scientists, it actively makes discoveries alongside them. To understand how quickly OpenAI has progressed in mathematics, consider where ChatGPT was in 2022. It could confidently make elementary numerical mistakes, including claiming that 1000 was greater than 1062. Now, only 4 years later, OpenAI says its newest model has produced advances on 10 open problems across mathematics and theoretical computer science problems that had seen little or no progress for at least a decade. That progression is difficult to comprehend. In 4 years, AI went from failing a simple number comparison to contributing to long-standing research problems. That is how quickly this technology is developing. Another part of OpenAI's blog post, that caught my attention is the way the results are being released. The company isn't simply publishing final proofs and asking everyone to trust them. It is releasing a full research paper, which I'll link in the description below. The release includes the formal lean proofs used to mathematically verify each result, along with the model's own narration explaining how it reached the solutions. That gives researchers the material they need to inspect the work rather than relying only on OpenAI's claims. OpenAI also made it clear that the mathematical ideas were generated by Astra, while humans prepared the papers and verified the results. The researchers even argued that presenting the AI-generated proofs as human-authored work would misrepresent how the discoveries were actually made. That is a huge moment. For one of the first times, a major AI laboratory has publicly acknowledged that an AI system made original contributions to mathematical research instead of merely serving as a tool for human researchers. And it naturally raises an even bigger question. How close are systems like this bringing us to AGI? So, to quickly sum everything up, Astra may be OpenAI's biggest step yet toward AI systems that can reason for long periods, collaborate as agents, and contribute original discoveries to fields such as mathematics and computer science. We still don't know whether it will launch as GPT-6 or under a different name, but these early results suggest that something major could be coming very soon. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the latest AI news and breakthroughs. Have an amazing day. Spread positivity.